Is it correct to understand Allah in such a way that He simply does whatever He wills and that His decisions are not based on any law, principle, or wisdom? Does Allah do whatever He wants? Does Allah grant honor to whomever He wishes and disgrace whomever He wishes? Does He give good fortune to some and bad fortune to others purely at His discretion? Does a human being have no choice in the matter? Can people do whatever they want while the outcome is already fixed according to a decision Allah made beforehand? Or does the Holy Quran present a completely different understanding of Allah? In this discussion, we will explore a very important question. According to the Quran, what is the true concept of Allah? Are the universe and human life governed merely by chance, or has Allah established standards, laws, and principles for everything? Furthermore, we will examine how monarchy and religious authority throughout history altered this Quranic understanding of Allah, and what impact this transformation had on the thinking and society of Muslims. Let us listen to this thought-provoking discussion and try to understand the concept of God in the light of the Quran. Do you know how this concept of Allah came into existence? The Quranic concept of Allah is that of a law-giving God. However, when monarchy emerged among Muslims, the situation changed. The king's command would be issued by royal decree without any need for established rules or laws. When this mindset developed, a question arose. How could such a monarchy, such authority, and such a system of government be justified? The answer given was, As-Sultan Dhallallah fil Ard, meaning the king is God's shadow on earth. Then a similar concept of God was presented, a God who could issue whatever command He wished, do whatever He wished, and whose actions could not be questioned by anyone. Once Allah was understood in this manner, it was argued that His shadow on earth would naturally possess the same kind of authority. However, the Allah introduced by the Quran is entirely different from this. The Quran repeatedly teaches that Allah's way, His system, and His law operate according to wisdom, justice, and established principles. In the Quran, the concept of qadr fundamentally refers to setting a measure, a standard, and a law. And the meaning of qadir is that Allah consistently and perpetually implements His decisions according to those established principles. This is one of the great distinctions of the Quran. It presents a concept of God that is not merely based on power, but on law, wisdom, and justice. If a person were to understand the true Quranic concept of God, many of the fundamental realities of religion would become clear to them. The Quran then directs our attention to the universe. The sun, the moon, the stars, the earth, the seasons, life, and death all operate according to an organized system. Everything is bound by the laws established by Allah. Then Allah asks humanity, when the entire universe is functioning according to my laws, why do you not organize your collective and moral life according to law and principle as well? The only difference is that we have created the rest of creation without choice, whereas human beings have been given free will. This freedom is both humanity's honor and its test. A person may choose to live according to the principles established by Allah or choose to deviate from them. But in either case, the consequences will unfold according to the laws established by Allah. That is why the Quran introduces us to a God whose law does not change. La tabdila li kalimatillah. His decisions are not like temporary desires or changing governments. The Quran further assures us, Huwa al-awwalu wal-akhiru wal-dhahiru wal-batin. He is the first and the last, the manifest and the hidden. It is not the case that someone else's rule existed before him, then his rule arrived, and later another's rule will replace it. The entire universe has always existed under His sovereignty and will always remain under His sovereignty. Nor is it the case that His law governs only the material and observable world. The moral world, human character, intentions, decisions, and actions are also subject to His law. A liar's tongue does not visibly turn black, yet lying certainly leaves its effects on a person's inner self, character, and personality. Although these effects may not be immediately visible, they too arise according to Allah's law. Thus, the message of the Quran is that both the things we can see and the things hidden from our sight are subject to the law of the same Allah. The same law that governs the physical world also governs the moral and inner world, and human success lies in recognizing this eternal and unchanging law and shaping one's life in accordance with it. This discussion reminds us that the God presented by the Quran is not merely a God of power, but a God of wisdom, justice, and law. Once a person understands this fundamental reality, many of the essential questions of religion begin to answer themselves. If you found this discussion beneficial, please share it with others so that this journey of reflection upon the true message of the Quran may continue to reach more people. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.